No intro. We're just gonna.
Okay.
You're just gonna just go into it.
Okay. So here's my question for you, Scottie. My question is, I'll ask it. Okay. Is it ever appropriate if you know that you want a long-term relationship or marriage? Is there ever, like, you know that you want marriage or a long-term relationship? Is there ever a time in life when it is appropriate, knowing that that is something that you want, marriage, long-term relationship, whatever you want to call it? Is it ever appropriate to intentionally take a period of time to be single and actively not date, not pursue anyone, not just not pursue anyone, but also like turn down people, like going into your celibate single cave for a period of time if you know that one day you do want, let's just say for our purposes, marriage? What do you think? Is it ever appropriate to have an intentional period of singleness or solitude? The end.
What do you want to accomplish with the? What do you want to accomplish with this?
That's a really good question. So I asked this for my own point of view, but also this is very much in the zeitgeist. This is in the ether. A lot of people my age are talking about intentional celibacy from all different denominations. Yes, Christianity is the most obvious one. Christianity has a very specific idea on this, but I'm asking you, right? Not the Pope. Um, and people from all different denominations, all different faith backgrounds, including atheism, including just like non denominational spirituality. I see people in the zeitgeist, right, talking about I'm intentionally being single or I'm taking this time to be single or be in my single era. And the goal, I think, for a lot of people is clearly the way that I've been doing relationships up to this point hasn't worked out for me because I have had, a series of maybe distressing relationships. I keep getting my heart broken over and over again. I rush into things too quickly, so I it's almost like I need this period of like relationship sobriety to come back to myself and figure out who I am and what I want. I think is sort of the like elevator pitch as to why one would want to be intentionally single from a secular standpoint. And by secular, I mean like kind of applies to everyone. Um, and yeah, my question is, okay, but if you know that you want a relationship, should you close yourself down to the outside world intentionally?
Okay, when you know you want a relationship, you know you want it now, you know you want it in the future.
You know you want the right relationship. Let's just say let's say for our purposes, you want a monogamous long-term relationship, marriage level shit, right? You want to be with one person for the rest of your life till death do you part. You know you want that. You know you're in it to win it or whatever in that particular way. I know, Scottie, you probably have your own opinions on that, but say you know that you want to be with one person until one of you dies and you want it to be a healthy relationship. Like you're done trifling around, you're done dating, you're done trying non-monogamy, you're done, right? Like you're done doing all the fucking around shit. Um I don't remember where I was going with that, but you want the real deal, so you think in the meantime I need to close myself off to any more trifling. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, it just it feels like the total opposite of what I would do or you should do.
Yes. Go
You
on.
know,
Why?
just because like figuring out like finding a relationship like that is finding someone that is willing to do that work with you,
Yeah.
right? And you're not gonna find that being by yourself. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now this is not like trying to you're talking about like you're trying to find like the one. Like you're
Yeah.
not just trying to find somebody, you're trying to
Yeah.
find the one. So it would be easy to say that there would be a lot of people that maybe you would go on dates with or do things or maybe interact with a while doesn't fit kind of stuff, right? But like ultimately, uh, this
I
might
like
be a
what you're
little,
s no, you're
this might a little
going
bit, this might be a little strong, but ultimately, I'm not saying anyone could be the one. But I'm saying anyone could be the one that's willing to put in the work together with you as a teammate to make the
yeah,
relationship work. Anybody could do that, but it's going to take the person that's the one for you,
yes,
or at least something like the one for you to make that happen. And when it's not like that, you have to recognize that and go like, yeah, like this is fine. Like this is fine that it's not working for me. It's not really working for you, and so, like, it's okay to let go of it, even at this moment. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it doesn't have to be something that can't come back. I mean,
yeah.
speaking from personal experience, you know what I mean?
Personal experience. Well, Scotty, this is important though. I love this perspective because I empathize. I really do. I'm personally struggling. I mean, to cut to the chase, I am dating. Like I am because I think I agree with you in principle, but I'm tortured about it a little bit because there are all these notions out there of like, well, Hannah, you keep fucking it up. What does that mean? I mean, fucking it up is such a relative term. You keep finding the wrong person. You keep committing to the wrong person. You keep putting all your eggs in the basket of the wrong person, the person who doesn't really want to do this with you, right? And so there's almost this feeling of like, well, I keep fucking it up, so I should just stop. Right? And that's me being a little bit of a baby. And I say that lovingly because I know a lot of people are in my shoes, right? It's like this hurts so bad. I'm so sick of this. I want to give up almost like I want to give up and like start from scratch basically like I want to be reborn. I don't know like I'm laughing at starting from scratch because like what does that even mean? We're already alive. Um, but I deeply empathize with wanting to like start over from like this blank slate. But to Scotty, like your point though, and this is what a lot of my friends, my male friends actually have been telling me, which I think is interesting. We could get into that later maybe. But my male friends have been saying basically like, Hannah, if you just seclude yourself off from the rest of the world, first of all, how are you supposed to find someone if you're not dating? I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Guys, anyone listening, I'm laughing at myself. And if this resonates with you, I'm not laughing at you. I'm really laughing at myself, right? Because I get it. How are you supposed to find someone if you hide in your room all day, right? Like that doesn't make sense. And also, you to Scotty, to your point, like you don't learn how to be in a relationship by getting really good at being by yourself.
No. Well, I mean, being able to be by yourself
Correct.
is a skill in its own,
For
but
sure.
you need that all the time, whether you're with somebody else or you're with yourself, like by
Right.
yourself. Does that make sense? You need that
Yes.
skill at all times. So, you know, it, part of growing yourself is taking care of that part, and then hopefully the other person in the relationship is doing something similar, and then y'all have a better space where you can work together to like make a teamwork. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I think, you know, yeah, I don't know. As you were talking, I was like, why? Like, I mean, one, we talked about this before. I would not want to be in a relationship. Look, I think it's extremely difficult. I have a lot of empathy for people trying to look for relationships right now, but I also think
Yeah.
that the lack of awareness of individuals is probably what's leading them to get into crappy about themselves. The lack of awareness about themselves is getting them into crappy situations, and
Yes.
also that other person too. And so, like that, just a little lack of awareness, because when you have like that kind of full awareness, I feel like you have that full awareness of what you like, what you don't like, you
Yeah.
know, what you're into, what you're not into, and you can stand a hard line on it and not feel bad about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, let's just use me as an example, right? Let's get specific. I think it's going to be helpful to people watching if I get specific, especially because I think so many people, at least so many people that I know and my age, right? Like in my demographic, which is like single, 30s, blah, 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 blah. Trying to figure out WTF, like sink or swim. Am I gonna get married and have kids? Am I gonna be fucking alone forever? Because right now, like it's kind of we're in like the jig
But
is up.
okay, okay, but like, wait. Okay, can I ask a question?
Yes.
In this moment, the statement you make, why does it have to be all or nothing? Why does it have to be all or nothing?
Why? Good question. Because I and people like me, right? I'm speaking on behalf of like the me's of the world. Anyone watching this, right? And I don't even have to be specific about my situation. I think like just saying like even just saying that black and white statement, which is the definition of insanity, right? To say something like that. But I think anyone who's in a similar boat, you know how I feel, right? You know there's like this feeling of like, oh my God, it's either this or that. Why does it have to be those two extremes? Um, I do want to ground this in something relatable, which is like something real, because I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, that women have a biological clock, and I am I still have years of childbearing ahead of me, but not many, not infinite. Men, you can reproduce kind of whenever the fuck you want, but like women, we can't. So that is a real timeline. So and that's not to get defensive, but it is a little defensive. I'm defending women specifically because I think we do have a very real, like, we have a clock if we want to have biological children, which I know is not for everyone. I don't even know if it's for me, but it is a thing. And it puts these ineffable concepts of love and commitment and marriage and what does that even mean into some pretty fucking concrete terms, which is like, I only have X amount of years left to make a human if I want to make a human. So that's, I think, where a little bit of that black and white thought comes from. That's like I do want to just like put that out there. But I also think it comes from a place of pain. Like it just comes from a place of desperation. It comes from a place of, I've been so hurt. I keep being like so hurt by this because it hasn't worked out before. What if it doesn't work out? And I don't know how much like I don't know how many more breakups I can do, right? And that's not a rational thought, but it is a very real thought. Like I don't know if I can break up with someone again. Like it sucks. And you know what I mean? Like a big breakup where you like divide your shit. Um you were divorced, so you get it. You're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to fucking do that again. And I'm sure you can empathize with that feeling.
Oh man, I totally do, because
Yeah.
I remember a time where breakups totally felt that way.
Yeah.
But like, mm, I
Say
usually
it.
don't like I don't usually say stuff like this. Today, I was this many years old today when we're
Yeah.
recording this, when I realized that is truly the first person that I've never had an exit plan on,
Oh
ever,
shit.
in my entire life.
Whoa.
So like, like I'm talking about, like, in the back of your mind,
Yep.
you're like, I know I can leave.
Yeah.
Right. And even when like getting married, divorce, there's some level of like, like I can't get divorced, but like I approach her as that it's just the three of us on the planet, me,
Yeah.
her, and my daughter, and we got to survive. And it's us.
Yes.
And that's how I approach everything. And so there
Exit
is,
plan.
yeah, but that doesn't mean that I don't understand that it could all change, that all that could change. You know what I'm saying? And so knowing all that could change, right? I go, how can I be the best person today if that kind of stuff happens tomorrow, to make sure that I'm prepared in the best way I can be possible. But
Yes.
it's always the focus of at least my daughter and then us.
But you just said something so crucial, which I don't know that, like, I think that what you said is fucking amazing. But like, not just amazing, but it's like, it's revolutionary in its simplicity, which is, you just said, I don't have a fucking plan to leave my partner.
Yeah, because I think always, at least in the society we live in now, I can't speak for any other times, but everybody's always got a backup plan.
Yes.
Always, you know what
Yes.
I mean?
And yeah.
Everybody's looking for a side piece. I just want to sound cool in that moment and just say side piece.
No, but Scotty, that's the thing. And at some other point, we're going to talk about why you're not married because the fans want to know me, but like me, the fans. No, but like because that is exactly right. You don't have a plan to leave, to get out the back, Jack, make a new plan, Stan. You know that song, We Have to Leave,
Yeah.
10,000 Ways to Leave Your Lover, which is, we'll definitely do that at some point on Mixtape Therapy. Because, yeah, I too have always had an exit strategy, of course.
I
And I,
think I think it's somehow become like a bias that inherently we either are told or feel like, or it's reinforced that we have.
I feel like you know that the purpose of staying committed to Aaron and not having an exit plan isn't so that you can have the best possible fucking rock and roll time. It's because it's because there is something to the commitment itself that helps you to be the best person you can be and to serve your community and your daughter and your girlfriend, like, and that takes a lot of sacrifice of your selfish interests.
Um, I put the work in and the commitment so that we can have a fucking rock and roll time.
I know.
That's why I do that. So like it's like this is like like when in a committed relationship, when you're choosing someone, you know, for lack of a better term, just to be funny, like
No, go for it.
if you murder somebody, they better be like, where are we burying the body? Not like I'm
Yeah.
turning you in. Or like I always used to say that like you want to marry somebody that like when you're 80 years old and like you slip in a tub, like they don't hold your head under, they pull you up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you want someone that is like on your team at all times, but like who's the fuck's going to want to be on your team if you don't act like a teammate? No, nobody.
Yes.
Nobody. If you're not a teammate, nobody's going to be on your team. I mean, that's just simple human like interaction, biology, chemistry, the universe, right? Like, and you see it
Yeah.
happen in sports, and you see it happen in music, everywhere. The interaction with people of trusting each other, right? And you have
Right.
to have that in a level. And if we don't have that, my daughter's not going to have that. So like, and I feel like that's our responsibility.
Yeah,
You know what
you
I mean?
can't actually have like right. No, it's exactly right, Scotty. But of course, so many of us have it backwards. It's like you think that.
I really
Um,
think that people want other people to commit to them unconditionally, but they're like, I'm not going to do it for you. And like
yes.
they think that they are, but they're really not, because truly unconditionally loving someone is way different than it is it is understanding who the person you're with is,
Yeah.
and being cool with it, even when it's like, I mean, it's like so not your jam, and you
Yeah.
understand that like that's just who they are, and you appreciate that they are that person for
Yeah.
whatever reason. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I feel like we do that for each other. And I feel like when I see successful relationships, especially in my job, I that's what I see. Yeah.